All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to this new week. It is yet another new episode of the Reality Kenya. Of course, my name is Simi Kenya, and we are live from the from the Learned Corner as usual. And our guest this morning is the Deputy Party Leader of Safina Party, Honorable Wakili Willis Otieno. Piki Ponki.
Pakamelo Disco.
How are you?
I'm fine, thank you.
You're looking fresh.
I'm looking fresh.
Yes.
Thank you very much.
How was the weekend?
The weekend was good. Kenyans were shown some interesting things last week.
Yes.
The dollar was, and the shilling was, the drop was a phenomenal drop of up to that. The shilling gained by almost 30 units.
Yes.
In one day.
Yes.
And you ask yourself, is it that overnight Kenya Kwanza have become economic prophets and miracle workers? Of course they are not. They're manipulating the currency. Because for you to witness such kind of a currency drop, a currency losing 30 units in a day, or gaining 30 units in a day, it can only mean that maybe you come into producing some certain precious item that there's huge demand for it in the international market. So there's a demand for your item and your excess dollars coming into your market. So the dollar starts losing its value as compared to your local currency. But no such thing happened. We did not strike gold or diamonds or oil in huge quantities that now we are exporting more than we are importing. We were where we were last week. We still import more than we export. What is this that led to our shilling to gain tremendously against the dollar in one day? It's very simple. The IMF money that they received, they pumped it into the economy. They increased the interest rate. The Central Bank of Kenya base lending rate, they increased it from 10% to 13%. Then they floated the government bonds that were issued last week. Now government is borrowing the domestic market at 18% interest rate. What that means is this: those who are dollars in their accounts were converting those dollars to go and put them in the local currency and buy those government bonds. So in other words, because the interest rate is very high, it's 18%. Do you know what that means into your economy? That if the government is now borrowing at 18% interest rate, government is borrowing at 18% interest
with the local
from the local banks. Now you and I, if you go to that same local bank, you are going to see your interest rate add minimum 4%. So 18 plus 4, that is 22. That is the minimum. But then now, depending on your credit worthiness and accessibility, it can even get to 30. Between 26 and 30. So how many Kenyans will be able to access the domestic market at those high interest rates? You cannot. It defeats everything. I mean, now access to credit facilities is defeated. That is what they did. So there was nothing important, nothing that you can say was earth-shattering that they did that changed.
So it was
artificial. It's artificial, and will only last for not more than 1 month. In fact, by the end of next week, you are going to see it starting to lose again value. And we'll be back to square one. The shilling will keep depreciating. The dollar will be, because there will be demand for dollars. And it should not be there. The ones which are there, people are saving. The IMF ones will have been taken up. We'll be back to again demanding for dollars, and will not get it. Now that is Kenya Kwanza for you. They give you shockwaves, shock therapy in one day, and they think that they've resolved the economic problem. Another thing that I must point out is that in that same last week, they refinanced the Eurobond at 1.4 billion US dollar. It was due for payment in end of June. And they took that the refinancing at 10.35% interest rate. Double digit. There is no other country in Africa who went for Eurobond that last week that paid double digit. It was only Kenya. Benin paid, I think, 7%. Ivory Coast got it at around 7.4%. Senegal at 7%. Everybody was getting it at single digit. Kenya got it at double digit. And you ask yourself this question. If for the last 10 years that we've had that Eurobond, we've paid our installments, we repaid our interest on time. We've never defaulted. For 10 years, we've never defaulted even a single day. We've been performing very well as a creditor, paying our dues as and when they are due. In time. Then when it comes to an end, we go back to the same bank, and we're asking that same bank Now, we want you to give us another facility to cover the principal that we still owe you. Then the bank tells you, okay, but now we are giving you this new facility at a higher interest rate. If you go to your local bank and you've been a good customer, they gave you a loan at 6% interest rate. You've never defaulted. You go back to ask for more. What will a prudent bank do?
They should even give you at 4%.
They'll reduce your interest rate.
Yes.
But in this particular instance, your bank is telling you, no, we'll give it to you, but at 10%. I mean, these are the basic things that Kenyans need to understand and ask questions. Why is our banker, the Eurobonder, treating us like this? Why is he asking us to pay more interest when we've been such a good customer for the last 10 years? And it tells you that it is because your loan is dollar dominated. And you don't have dollars. You're a high risk. You're a high risk client. In fact, your 10-year performance, and up to now when we look at you, your risk has even gone higher. It's even by the grace of God that you've reached the stage where you are at the deadline. So next time, if you want to relate with us going forward, we must increase the interest rate so that we reduce our exposure level. Because what will happen, hopefully by the time you default or you start showing inability to pay, with at a higher interest rate, they hope they will have recovered a big chunk of their money. So these are things that Kenyans need to be discussed. These are the things that we need to look out. Kenya Kwanza is not dealing with our problems. In fact, they are just kicking the can down the alleyway. But unfortunately for them, the alleyway, the road is becoming shorter and shorter. The room to kick is just reducing by the day. Before you know it, we will hit a brick wall. And that will be the point of no return. They are not dealing with our problem. Our problem, as I said, is always debt, odious debt in our books. And that's a big challenge. They are paying for debts that we cannot afford, that we never took following our laws. Another thing on debt that you must ask yourself, William Ruto himself said this. Out of every 10 shillings, I am spending 7 shillings to pay debt. Hiyo ndio shida yangu. Those were his words.
For the past 2 years.
He said, my problem is that out of every 10 shillings I collect, 7 shillings goes to debt finance. That time they were paying Eurobond interest rate at 6%. The same person has gone back to the market and taken a Eurobond at 10%, 10.35%. If it was 7 shillings going to debt finance, at 6%, when it was 6%. Now you've taken a new finance where the rate is now 10%. So it means you will not be spending 7, you'll now be spending 8 or even 9 out of every 10 that you collect.
Or even the entire 10.
Or even the entire 10. So the question is, has your problem increased or reduced? If that was the problem. The problem has just increased.
That's doubled.
That's double. That is why I say these people don't know where they're taking this country. They're just kicking the can down the alleyway. The sooner we sit back and deal with our main economic challenge, the better for this country.
And what does that mean to the economy? Because if you look at the short-term waves that they're giving us, like the dollar reducing tremendously, they are telling people to take the dollars and sell them, and then after a while we start experiencing again.
You go back to
what does this mean to
of course
the future?
Which investor is even going to come to a country where the currency is that stable? I mean, a currency gaining 30 units in a day is not something that you will ask yourself, how am I going to put my money in such an unstable economy? So you are going to reduce your chances of FDIs, right? You are badly exposed as a country. And that does not portend well for this country. Those are the challenges that Kenya Kwanza have brought on to us.
One last word to the people who are watching and are hopeful that one day the economy is going to become strong and life is going to be where it used to be sometimes back.
Life will one day be where it used to be, but I don't think life will be where it used to be with Kenya Kwanza. With Kenya Kwanza, the economic policies have only shown us one thing. It has shown us dust, it has shown us cracker development. But in time, the people of Kenya will internalize and understand this economic journey, and they will work with a team that has concrete solutions to our economic problems. And that team is the team Jimmy, Willie, team Safina Party, Safi Sana na Wanjigi.
Wow. Thank you so much, Naibu.
Thank you very
And
much.
have a blessed week. And we wish you all the best in everything you do. Until next time, each and every person who has been watching. And by the way, you just clicked 50,000.
We are doing well.
Yes,
Team Piki Piki is growing very well on TikTok. Eh?
Yes. So
we are the growth team.
Of course. So keep following, guys. That was in 6 months.
Less than 6 months.
Yes. So keep following, guys. Make it big. Let's make it grow each and every day as you have always been. Wakili is always here to give us the best content that you deserve and to enlighten us and to teach us each and every day so that we can move ahead together as a team and as a country. May God bless you. Until next time. Bye-bye.